Okay, so I just loaded up FL and I'm going to set the BPM to 145 or something like that, then we can change it later. And the best way to start in these samples is using a key or a bell or something like that. So I'll open these sky keys because I want to try it out. Yeah, really something like this could work, but let's find something else. Ooh, this one is really interesting, man. So I'm choosing this sound because it's short, and I found out that if you want to make good melodies for samples, if you use a shorter sound, they're going to sound better. We are working in C# minor, and let's just lay down a chord. So we can skip a note of the scale and skip another one. Okay, that's good. Then we can just copy this. And let's move this note down, that is going to create a suspended 2 chord, and it sounds fire. Okay, I want to create more bounce, so let's move it here. Okay, and let's copy the middle notes up. Okay, I like that. And I want to add some top notes on this. Sounds crazy. Let's copy this. That's fire, man. As always, we need to play around with these two notes that are only one semitone apart, and they're going to create a lot of tension. So now that we have our main melody, we can just add some effects on it. So let's add an EQ. We don't need this low end, so it sounds more brighter. And here I have also stereo shaper with the steroids 3 preset to make it sound more wide. So let's add these flangus on this. Yo, that's interesting. Okay man, I really like this main melody, and now it's time to add something else, and pianos sound always good when you resample them. I just want to create a background, if you know what I mean. So let's use the root note and the 5th note. Wait, that's a crazy melody. But I don't think this is going to work for this type of beat, so let's keep this simple and do something like this. Okay, as you can see, our melody is basically made by just using one chord. We are actually changing here, but we are always using pretty much the same notes. And when you resample stuff, you will need some variation to use. So I want to go down for semitones. And we will need to create some variation also in our main melody. Yeah, so first of all, let's add a bass note also here. And since we are using C, we can also move this top note of this chord. And we can also modify this top melody. Ooh. Okay, I really like how these two melodies sound together, but I think the sounds aren't right, because this one is really soft and angelic if you want, and this one is harsh. So I want to change the sound of this piano, and so yeah, my camera died again. So I was saying that I wanted to change sound, so I remember that I have some really good pianos in my Phoenix bank, so let's find one. This one is a bit harsh too, but it sounds better. Maybe let's remove this low end. And let's also reverb on it. Okay, I like that, man. Now, as you can hear, it sounds a bit too emotional, but it's not a problem because we're going to resample a lot this part that doesn't sound emotional. So now we are almost done with the sample. If you want, we can add a couple of more sounds. And right now I wanted to add something like a flute or something that makes it sound more catchy and unique. And yeah, let's find a normal bell. Ooh, this one. And here we just need to create a really simple melody. And maybe to make it sound a bit more interesting, let's shift these notes. So now all these sounds have a different bounce, but they sound kinda good together, and that's perfect when we're going to resample it. So I don't think this bell needs any effects, but let's pan this on the right. And pan the piano a bit on the left. Okay, now I would just start to resample this, but I want to add one last phrase. We are missing a flute or something like that, so I will go in my Phoenix Suite. But I want to make this unique and try to pitch it up, so... we need to add some reverb on both of them. Let's add this flamingo verb. And maybe also this Fox Echo chorus. Yeah, I like that. And now it's ready to be resampled. But before doing so, we still need to arrange it a little bit. So I want a part with only the piano and the main melody. Then one with the flute. Then we need one with the bell. And then I want only the main melody. So now we can just render this. Okay man, now it's time to resample this. There are a lot of ways to do that. Like for example, we could just cut it here in the playlist and do something like this. Or we have some VSTs like Serato sample, but I personally like to use Fruity Slicer that we can find by right clicking here and clicking here. And I like it because it's really minimal and easy to use. So after selecting beat, even before listening to it, I like to pitch it down. Let's do 5 semitones, stretch it at around 150% and then have some attack and decay. So let's see how it sounds. That's crazy, man. Now finding a melody here isn't really easy. It's a lot easier to use a MIDI keyboard or a drum pad if you have one. Or if you don't, just click here and use your own keyboard. Yeah, let's do something like this. Ooh, let's keep this for later. And then here we can use the variation that we made that is more emotional. Ooh, that's crazy. We could also speed this up a bit. Okay, now I really like that, and now we will need to find the variations. Yeah, so now we can go at 17. Yo, that's pretty interesting. I think at time will sound really good on this, man. We already have some variation, man. And yeah, now we can just continue, do that. Whoa, the last part is crazy. So we already have enough variation for a full beat by making 3 or 4 melodies and resampling them. Yeah, let's try to add up time and render these two so we can distinguish better the verse from the hook. Yeah man, the speech is going to be crazy. But before adding the drums, I'm going to add some effects on the whole sample. So I'm going to add some slight reverb. Then let's add again this Fox Echo chorus that I always add, man. Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, I think that's it, we don't need anything else. And now it's finally time for the drums. So for this time I won't use the drums from the Nebula multi-kit because I'm making a new kit and I want to try it out. So yeah, let's find a clap. Yeah, this one is my favorite. Then let's add the hi-hats. Whoa. Yeah, and we need to add some rolls on these. We can just copy this over. Okay, that's good. And now let's click Alt to randomize the pen and the velocity. Now I want to add an open hat. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I like that. And we can add a snare too. Okay. Like that. And yeah, man, now it's finally time for the 808. I think I'm going to use the spins again, but I want to try to pitch everything down one more semitone. Whew. Let's make this a bit slower though, because it's too crazy. Man, it sounds like 5% Tint by Travis Scott. Yeah, the second part of the hook is R2. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, remember to drop a sub, like and comment, and check out this video if you want to make beats for it.